Hey guys, welcome back to People That Grind, second episode in a podcast series that I'm doing periodically when I feel like it to promote people I feel like need more people to see them because they inspired me and I feel like they can inspire you. Today, I am very grateful and blessed to be joined with ShelBris, one of my favorite up-and-coming YouTubers. Say hello.
Hi! How you doing?
Very much in her style. I came across Shelly kind of randomly on Twitter, and it's just kind of like this daisy chain effect that happens on Twitter. You follow one person, and then you find out they follow some people, and you follow those people, and then those people you follow. And there are gems to be found in them that are hills. And there's this little tiny group of Twitter people that we all do very different things, but we tend to kind of think alike. And I would argue that the heart of that group is Shelly. Because she's extremely positive. She's always pushing people to understand that they have worth and they have value and something to contribute. And she manages to do it all while being insanely funny. I cannot figure out why her videos don't get more views. That's what we're here to do. Learn more about Shelly and get you over to her fucking channel. Is that fair? If not, tough shit. You're already watching the video, so strap in. It's going to get worse. Now, one of the things we were talking about before we started the podcast, Shelly, was that you're not a professional YouTuber. You don't seem to have any aspirations of that. You just do it because you enjoy it. What got you started?
Well, to be honest, I had a really god-awful year last year. A lot of shit happened. I was having a very dark time. I shut myself off from almost everybody, including my family. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not trying to get a sob story going. But basically, I didn't want anybody else to feel like that. So I decided to connect with people online, at least, and try and help them to feel good about themselves and to not feel like crap. So I just wanted to make people happy and to make sure that they know that they're actually worth something and to not hide themselves away and suffer in silence, and to, unity by comedy, I guess.
Well, so far you're definitely doing the job. That's for sure. I mean, I don't remember what the first video of yours it was, but it just made me laugh because of how silly it was. But silly for its own sake. You know what I mean? Like sometimes silly is the vehicle used to make some other point, but you kind of run hot and cold in the best possible way, where you go full-on silly, or you're talking about something, or you use the silly to make a point without being that kind of sitcom. Like, it's really... You don't get too much of that direct mix. I mean, was that a conscious decision on your part, or do you think it kind of has evolved over time?
To be honest, I think I just sort of get an idea during the week while I'm at work or at home on my fat ass and just think, yeah, I could do that. It's sort of... I don't know, I don't really plan it very well. I'm not very organised, so it's whatever I feel like doing at the time. So, yeah, just roll with it, basically.
So, that kind of confirms a suspicion that I had that a lot of your material just comes from kind of raw energy and spontaneity, and it comes through. So, if that's what you're going for, shit, you got that part down.
I'm certainly random.
that I have noticed in our many Twitter conversations. And those of you that are avid watchers of my channel, you'll note that when I do these only audio things, I tend to be very calm, and you guys aren't used to that, so don't freak out. I'm all right. I'm just trying to keep an even tone. I tend to freak out on camera a lot. So.
Oh, I know.
But, oh yeah. Oh, you're like, I know. I've seen that. Hell, one of my most recent videos, Jim has a meltdown, So here's a question.
Kind of videos.
That's what they say, but that one has not gotten many views. Not by comparison to what I thought it would be. But
well, there's no justice in the world, is there?
Well, that's one of the things you and I both try to talk about is keeping things even and being positive even in the face of negativity. So this was a grand experiment to tell people, hey, you're worth something. And I have found in trying to keep an even keel and trying to be reasonable in what I do, it has made me more reasonable. Do you find the same with what you're doing as far as that self-worth, or as you have it, what effect has this had on you? Like, where has this taken you?
Well, I haven't. Obviously, I don't have much in the way of a following, but I do have a couple of people that have told me so far that they love what I do, and one person has even told me that I've inspired them to not give up on their dream because they started a YouTube channel themselves recently,
Hmm.
and the fact that I actually tweeted them and saying like they're doing a good job and stuff, because I check out most if not all videos that I get linked to, or one or two videos on people's channels when they follow me. I don't necessarily follow back or anything, but I do like check them out, and I said to this one guy that I liked his music because he wants to get into that and sort of grow and get finance to help his dad out when he retires apparently. So he said that I inspired him to not give up because he was on the brink of giving up his channel, when because he wasn't getting that much attention either. But I was just like, well, don't give up. It's a jungle out there on the internet. You're not going to get noticed straight away. It's not going to happen overnight, if
Mm-mm.
at all. But that doesn't mean you have to give up.
Exactly. Because if you love doing something, you do it for its own sake. Anything
Yeah.
else comes with it. And when you put so much into any endeavor, whether it's a creative endeavor or not, if it doesn't succeed the way that you envisioned it succeeding right away, it can be soul crushing.
Yes.
But I tend to find that there are a lot of YouTubers out there, today that have seen massive success on YouTube and then say, I want that for myself, or they at least want to get the message out there. Okay, maybe they're not looking to make a mint, but they definitely want to get their message out to as many people as possible. And it can be really difficult to keep going when you feel like you're treading water. What?
Yeah.
And you're growing. There's no question about your channel's growing. It's a great channel, but let's face it, with the quality that, you have, there's a question of, well, why hasn't this gone through? Like, how have you gotten past those kinds of feelings that do, frankly, tend to go into the negative if you're not careful?
Well, let's just remember why I'm doing it. To be honest, I'm not doing it to like get loads of attention and get internet famous or what. I don't even know what internet famous is, to be honest. I mean, sure, people have what they call fans and stuff, but I see people as people.
Hmm.
Like the bigger YouTubers like PewDiePie or Markiplier or whatever, I just see them as human beings. I'm incapable of fangirling, I guess. But I can't be like, oh my god, it's that person over there, they're so famous. But it's just, I remember why I started it and why I'm doing it. At the end of the day, I have a job. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
I don't need to get a career. I've already got a job and I love my job. So I'm not planning on quitting that. This is just because my job is about helping people. I work in a hospital, so I'm trying to help people on a physical level and try to help them get better. But at the same time, I want to help people feel better as well, not just sort of physically, but mentally, and just make them happy. So I'm not saying I want to change the world. I mean, obviously, I'd love to be able to change it for the better, but I'm just one person, so I can't do that myself. But I don't give up because that's my goal, and it's been my dream since as long as I can remember, so I don't give up on that. Because why would you?
Exactly.
Frankly.
So you heard it here first, guys. ShelBris, that her goal is to form an army of positive people. I'm enlisting.
Yep.
I'm totally there. Um, and when you're trying to do that, there's always that pushback. We've all heard about like the crazy YouTube comments. We've heard about weird Twitter stuff. Has anything like that happened to you at this point, or anything?
Um, I haven't had any trolls yet, thank heavens, but just ignore them anyway, to be fair.
Hmm.
But I have had a couple of people trying to send me pictures.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. They haven't actually sent me any pictures, thank God. But I had to block somebody on Twitter a couple of months ago because he asked me if I wanted to talk about sexual things.
Goodness.
I'm like, dude, No, no, I don't.
And since we're on that subject, let's kind of put it out there, guys. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to someone you see on the internet, but there's a way to go about saying that in a respectful manner that doesn't make them feel like, you're a creep. That isn't it. Because let's face it, Shell, if you wanted that kind of attention, you're the type of person that would just say, "Hey, send me pictures on Twitter and, let's be sexual. Yay!" Like, you're a very direct person. So the fact that I find anyway, you don't mince words too much. I've said more times in this podcast than you have, so what's that tell you?
To be fair, when I'm actually recording my videos normally, I say a lot of ums. The amount of editing of ums that I do is ridiculous. Most of my jump cuts come from me just saying So, see, there it is.
Can I tell you a secret? All of us do that. I just learned actually to stay quiet when I was going to say So it makes it sound like I've got a really pregnant, thoughtful pause, and not so much. It's one of those things that it's ridiculous. It absolutely is. One of the things I wanted to bring up, and it's something that the one piece of criteria beyond someone I think needs more kudos for what they're doing is that usually that person that comes on this show anyway has some tie to gaming, no matter how small. And I did see in more than one of your videos that you do play video games, at least apparently, somewhat regularly.
Hell
but you don't talk in great depth about that part of your life. I did see you have a PS3 because you had a DualShock 3 in your hands. Tell me some of your history about gaming. Like, what turns you on with gaming? What are the things that you enjoy? Where do you see the industry going? What's fun about it for you?
Oh, I am in love with it. I have a major love affair with gaming. I would rather do that most of the time. I'm quite a social being, but at the same time, I do sometimes, if I really get into a game, I would rather play that than go out. It's quite sad sometimes. But, no, I've, pretty long as I can remember, I had a Commodore 64. I don't remember much of that because it got quickly replaced by the NES.
Mm-hmm.
So, and used to play that in bedroom with my brother quite regularly, like all the Super Mario and stuff. And then the SNES didn't come out much longer than that, and I got obsessed with Super Metroid. That was it's been my favorite game since forever.
You don't hear about that very much. Like, a lot of people don't talk about Super Metroid. So, what about Super Metroid makes it your favorite game?
I think it's the first action game I played, really. I liked the whole, shooting things, because Super Mario is fine, but the only shooting you get to do is if you get the flipping fireballs, and that's just, it's a bit lame in comparison.
Yeah, that sounds like an exclamation. Flipping fireballs! In fact, I'll bet you a $5 that makes it in one of your next videos. I'll bet you that. Flipping fireballs. You heard it here first, folks. Just saying.
Oh, that's assuming I don't forget about it tomorrow.
It's going to be immortalized here in a day or two, so it'll be on there. Oh, fuck, I'll put a timestamp in there, flipping fireballs. Right there.
We get a load of comments on the next video go, flipping fireballs. Oh, God.
I hope so. Oh. Make it a meme. If you're watching this, make this a fucking meme. Just watch every video that she's got and put flipping fireballs on it so you know came from here.
I'm gonna get spammed.
Right. But in the best possible way. Not like fresh out of the can, like proper fried Spam with some barbecue sauce or something.
Oh, not barbecue. I swear I'm the only person I know that hates barbecue sauce. It's too sweet. I don't like sweet. Sweet things should not be with a main course. I'm just saying.
You're more of a savory gal, huh?
Oh yeah. Even for desserts, I prefer a cheese board to cheesecake or something. I don't know.
Now I don't know you anymore because cheesecake's like my favorite thing. But that's all right. That's okay. Different strokes.
I
Different
am partial to a cheesecake, don't get me wrong, but my sweet tooth is very small. So I had a nice
you can see a dentist
Sunday.
about that.
Hmm?
I said you can see a dentist about that.
I had 4 molars pulled out when I was a kid. That's probably where it went.
Local news: 1 of 4 molars pulled was sweet tooth. Town reels. You know.
I rotted it away with all the sweets I used to eat as a child. So.
So Super Metroid, you know, it's a really open game. You've got that exploratorial feel to it and so forth. Did you ever get into the latter day Castlevanias that had a very similar approach, or any of the newer games that have kind of come down that road? Or
I don't think I've ever played. Actually, no. There's one on the PlayStation. I think I've played in Castlevania. I didn't play any of the earlier ones.
Because some of the newer Castlevanias on the handhelds really have that Metroid vibe to them. And there's a new game that came out for the PlayStation platform. I think it's Vita and PlayStation 4. It's called Axiom Verge. It couldn't be more Metroid if it tried. It's a shameless ripoff homage. And you would, if you like Super Metroid, everything I've read says you would really dig on that. And I find that really interesting that you like that game in particular because it is such a really cerebral game. I know that's not a mother brain joke. Because you have to think your way through it. There's no one way to do it. And that I find it interesting for you because you're very highly educated, which I don't want to say this out loud without sounding like a jerk, but I would say that when you think of YouTubers and the kind of funny things that we do, the last thing you think about is graduate degree.
Yeah.
You know, and you and I both have graduate degrees, and I don't really talk about that too much because it's not really, I don't find it relevant to my subject matter, but at the same time, I find it fascinating that people that are creative tend to be educated.
Well, I've got a master's degree in biomedical science. So, yeah.
I have a very good friend who's got a master's in neuroscience that does YouTube as well. You brain people in your YouTubes, I'm telling you, it's out there.
Neuroscience is far more intelligent than anything I've got.
Well, yeah, every discipline's got, you know, you've got to be able to wrap your head around it, and it's easy for someone to say, oh, well, that's easier than this. You know, like, I was a musician for a long time, and I always said that drums were very easy. And they're like, well, it's easy to you. I was like, well, guitar is easy to you. I think it's more complicated. Then you get an argument with which is harder, and it's always the other person's instrument because they don't understand how your mind works. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to say one is harder than the other. It's harder to you, just like what your discipline is might be harder to somebody else.
They're about the same to me in terms of those instruments because I can't play either of them.
See? There you go. So there we go. See, we're making progress here. We're not just, you know, promoting your channel. We're spreading positivity and even-keeled thinking. And that was not on the checklist for today, so bonus. Bonus.
Educating the masses.
Well, 700 people, give or take.
Depending upon... That's a mass to me.
There you go. There you go.
20 to 30 people.
There you go. See? You know, and together we can rule the internet, you know. So, you know, as much as you love gaming, I mean, you talk about it with a lot of passion. I mean, is that something you think will ever make its way into your channel, or have you made a conscious decision to kind of not do that? Like, I guess really the question I'm ultimately asking is what's next? Because you kind of have a handle on the vlogs and the comedy stuff. You have more plans, or you're just looking to expand upon that premise? I
think for now, I'll probably just stick to where I am, but that's largely because of resources. Largely to do with my tough year. I have not got a lot in the way of finance, so I can't really afford to buy the equipment that I need to record any gaming.
Oh, okay.
So it's not so much a case of I don't want to, it's more I can't.
That's fair.
So I'd love to do a bit of Let's Playing, but I can't afford to.
Well,
So.
when you get to that point, I can tell you guys right now, you subscribe to her channel now and get used to her sensibilities, because when she does get ready to do Let's Plays, oh. Because I find your reactions so genuine and funny and just, ugh. When your frustration, it fuels me. I think it's funny. But you also have that ability to laugh at yourself in the face of negativity. You just kind of stop yourself and go, oh, stop. There was a video, and I won't spoil it, that you recently had, and you just called yourself silly during a very intensely emotional moment. And I thought that was great. You know, a lot of people would have just kind of tried to brush it off in a different way, but you actually took the time to make a small joke. Not a lot of people do that. So I can only imagine what would happen if you were playing a game like, say, Outlast, and a Let's Play, and, you know, you peed yourself a little. I imagine you'd be on about that for about an hour. Not saying anything about your bladder control. I don't know anything about your bladder. For all I know, you've got the strongest bladder in all of Britain. Okay, absolutely. I don't know. See, once again, a bunch of firsts. ShelBris, strongest bladder in Britain.
Yoo-hoo!
According to YouTube, I suppose. And then you go in iron bladder competitions and things. People drinking like way too much water. Well, we did this in America, and someone actually died, so don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, you can drink so much water that you can actually, you probably know this from your background, you actually dilute your system to the point where your body fails. Your liver says, nope, I can't filter it anymore.
You can drown yourself, yeah.
Exactly, that's what she did. She was trying to drink so much water, and you know what it was for? An original Nintendo Wii, when here in America they were hard to come by.
Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah, the irony being that a mere 2 months later, they were on the market, you know, full tilt. It was not hard to get them. She died by drinking water, trying to get a Wii for her family. So, so the moral of that story is, Shelly's got the iron bladder. Don't dispute it. Don't even try. You might die.
I'm not.
Just saying.
I'm not even going to prove it. I'm not going to go that far to prove it.
I'm not going to fight him, Mick. It's like Rocky. I ain't going to fight him. Only in the ring. Only in the ring. My ring's outside. Like, are we even talking about water anymore? What's going on?
Probably not.
That was a horrible Rocky 5 reference. I apologize. Okay.
I've
like
never seen it, and I'm going to do a sliced alone impression.
You and your entire generation haven't seen that movie. My generation saw that movie because we thought it might be good, and it wasn't. We're like, oh my God, why did I see that? And collectively, mind you, we said that. It wasn't a singular thing. I share the pain of my brothers and sisters. So, wow, that went off topic for a bit. But hey, that goes to show you how well someone like Shelly can just kind of roll with the punches, if you will. And then that's, I think, what makes a good creative entity. So tell me, you've got vlogs on Wednesdays, and you do your more formal comedy videos on Sundays, right? Am I missing anything?
No, I just do, like, random crap on Sundays.
Random crap on Sundays. Random crap with Shelly on Sundays.
Could be a thing.
I mean, well, apparently it already is.
Oh, just make a playlist. Random crap. There you go.
Random crap. You're like, what's that smell? No, not that kind of crap.
So no, I dealt with that this morning.
Okay. There you go.
Test poop.
Test poop. There you go.
This week, I'm testing poop. Next week, who knows?
We might even step up to vomit. Who knows?
Oh, no, I don't do vomit. That's a different department.
What about bile? Do they have their own department, or is that just based upon grants?
I test bile.
Bile, poop, no vomit, because it's a separate department. Blood, because phlebotomy is a different thing.
Yeah.
I always wanted to make a joke about stupid blood and like somehow be phlebotomy, and I couldn't figure out the way to get it to pronounce in a way that could roll off the tongue, so I abandoned the idea. Yeah. I weep for that joke. It would have been a great joke. It was meant to be like...
Silence, but that'd be awkward.
So, do you find it difficult to maintain a schedule? Well, no, I just mean that I'm not sure where I was going with that. That's why I just kind of let it trail off. I watched a lot of British television when I was younger, and I found that some of the best/worst jokes, best/worst jokes, you just kind of let them die and don't acknowledge them again.
No. To be fair, why would you if it's dead in the water? There's no point in carrying on poking it, is there?
Like we are right now? Exactly. You're exactly right. That's right.
Yep. Leave it alone. Just pretend it never happened, and then people will move on.
You just described my first marriage. Yeah.
Just described my last engagement.
There you go. See? We're making progress. It's like third making progress comment I've made. This is a very, very good thing. So, even though you're only doing, 2 days worth of content, when you're doing that content, there's an amount of pressure that a person that does videos or any kind of creative content puts on themselves. With a full-time job, with the type of stuff that you do you find it difficult to maintain that schedule?
It can be, and I must confess, I have missed at least one Sunday. I did miss a Sunday.
Blasphemer.
I know, sacre bleu, but that was terrible.
Well, you're not French. It's okay.
No,
it's definitely okay that you're not French, but we're not going to have nothing against the French. However,
no.
Yeah, well, but you're definitely not French. Without a doubt, you are not French.
Well, I think my little impression there and on one of my videos kind of proves that was terrible French.
On the podcast, I can't do it.
I'm a little bit ashamed of my impression from this Sunday.
Yeah, that was a bit
terrible.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not using. No, we don't use that word. I don't know what word. Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool.
Terrible in a funny way. It's fine.
Terribly funny, or as I like to say, tragically hilarious.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite phrases. I've been using it for a better part of 10 years, and I'm not stopping now. Needs to be a hashtag. Hashtag tragically hilarious. There you go. So, exactly. So one of the things I try to do is understand that when I put these videos up, you are in front of an audience you've never had before, by and large. So I want to give you kind of the opportunity. If you could say something to several hundred people that you've never had a chance to say before, what would it be? And go for it. No pressure.
See, now you've pointed out there's several hundred. I'm scared.
Well, I'm as of this recording, I'm just a few subscribers shy of 700 right now.
Oh my days.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Just a load of oh my god and like different ways of saying that, really, isn't it? That's how this is going. Just how you doing? If you don't subscribe to my channel as well, I will stab you with my katana. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that.
She really does have a katana, though. Yeah, she really does.
I do.
So where do they find you?
On ShelBris, I do have a Twitter account as well. It's just at ShelBris. So,
like it says on the screen. Yep, that's her Twitter.
Yes, I believe it's on the screen. So that's where I am. I have a link to my channel on there.
And there also will be a link in the description box below, to quote Matt More Console. I think he has that trademark now.
Yes.
Yeah, he always says, in the description box below. It's like, okay, dude, all right, I get that. But every time he says it, I think that either he's registering a penny for himself, but I say it, and then I go, shit, I owe him money. Because it's just the phrasing. Like, there's no other way to say that now. He's been saying it that way for 3 fucking years. Whatever. But there will be a link in the description box below. See? Ching! For her channel. And, of course, reach her at Twitter, because she's a riot. If she's not making videos, she's making people smile and laugh on Twitter as well. So, did I miss anything?
Not really. Kind of said what I was thinking about, so I don't really have much else to add, really. It's just, if you want some random English twat talking absolute nonsense at you, and you don't mind a little bit of swearage, then yeah, go have a look. If you like it, great. If you don't, meh. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
There you go. A non-insomniac, British, random crap dealing, sweary motherfucker. One of my favorite people, ShelBris. Thanks for being on this show. I love your face.
Oh, thank you very much. You're not so bad yourself.
All right, guys, that's the end for this People That Grind. I will see you next time. Take care, guys.
Toodles.